Welcome back. I'm going to do a quick watch video of a couple of my favorite watches, including the Longines HydroConquest Conquest Automatic 41 that I've had for 2 years now. If you're not familiar with it, it's a fairly heavy watch, considered a diver's watch, as we see here. It's really big and thick, and a thick band and heavy band. We're going to weigh this compared to a couple others of my favorites. A couple other favorites I have is my Longines Flagship Automatic bimetal. This is what that looks like compared to this. You can see there's quite a difference in thickness also. Another of my favorites is a Tissot T-Classic, which is based on the Powermatic 80. Right here. Definite thickness difference. Of course, this has a leather band, so it's going to be a lot lighter also. And one of my newer favorites, which is odd, I used to have a Longines Master Complete Calendar Chronograph Moonphase Automatic, but it had a blue dial, and the hour and minute hands were these really thin silver hands, and 9 out of 10 times I couldn't tell what time it was. This is a copy of that. I've looked at it for the past like 2 years on Amazon. I finally decided to buy it. It only cost $62. I bought it maybe 4 months ago, and I've been wearing it a lot. Everything works on it. It's close to a copy, not 100%, but close. And it's $62, the best $62 I've ever spent actually for a watch. I bought some cheap watches before and they had returned them because they're pure junk, and this thing is not. This thing is actually really good for an automatic. And we're going to take a look at, the first thing you want to do is take a weight of these so you can see the weight difference. Power on. So grams first, the Longines HydroConquest Automatic comes in at 170 grams. Next we're going to do the Longines Flagship Automatic bimetal. This watch right here comes at 92 grams. Next we're going to do the Tissot T-Classic Powermatic 80. Comes in at 66 grams. And now a more recent favorite. This is a Guanqin. They actually changed their names. You see a different name on here. Which is a copy of a Longines Master Complete Calendar Chronograph Moonphase. Not 100% complete, but close. And it's 135 grams. And we're going to take a look at the HydroConquest Automatic in just a minute here. Now, on the HydroConquest Automatic, I want to review a few things I like about it. One, I really love the blue dial. And I love the gold. I think this is PVD plated. But it's a really nice watch, big face watch. It's easy to read. And as I mentioned before, on the Master Complete I had before, they had the blue facing. It would be similar to this one, but a blue facing with really thin silver hands. I could not tell what time it was 9 out of 10 times. With this HydroConquest one, I certainly can. But a couple of negatives about it first, before we get to the positives, is it's really heavy on the wrist. I have small wrists. I have small wrists, so it sits there and it's quite prominent. And throughout the day, I have to take this off because it just feels heavy. And another thing about is the band. The edge of the band here is a little, it's not really sharp, but it's sharp enough where my wrist is bony and it's more slender here, so this will go up and down. I can't put it tight. If I put it tight, it hits my bones on the backside. Can't have that. And I did order a Longines leather band for this, which will be a different episode. But the weight of this is really a lot, and like I mentioned, the edge here kind of digs into me. When these watches are shipped, you first receive them, you know, they're covered in plastic which basically sticks to the watch itself all over the place. And I kept the little plastic covering on the back side here, because this kind of annoyed my top of my wrist, so I kept the plastic on, and it works just fine that way. Keeps time really well. Overnight you have to wind it before you go to bed. If you take it off after work, say 6 p.m. Before you go to bed, you want to wind it so it can make it through the rest of the morning, and then everything's just fine. I have to do the same thing with the Flagship Automatic that I have, which is the thin one as you have here. And oddly, the copy of the Master Complete, it tends to have a long spring on it, and it goes overnight without much of a problem. The Tissot Powermatic 80 also doesn't have much of a problem. Overall, the quality of this, I absolutely just love it. Love everything about it other than being a little bit too heavy. And I got the plastic on the back side. I'm going to have a video later of me replacing the metal band with the leather band, Longines leather band. If you ever get a chance to get one of these watches, this is the automatic version. They have the non-automatic version also, which is a little bit cheaper, maybe like $110 cheaper or something. But I like automatic watches. Of course, they come in a bunch of different colors. This is the blue and gold. If you notice, I'm a Michigan graduate, so blue and gold. That's where that comes from. And it's a really pretty dial, and it's bold, as you can see here, and it's very easy to read. So if you're looking for an easy to read watch, this is one to get. Versus, see, my Flagship Automatic is also easy to read, but as a white dial. If I go to a different dial, this becomes harder to read. It would be okay with a black dial with me, as long as it had like the gold hands. The silver hands tend to, I'm nearly 60 now and trouble with contrast. But if you get a chance to get one of these, remember they are really heavy and they are fairly large. I believe the smaller one, the 41, I think they have a larger one. After 2 years of use, it's still working just fine. Keeps time just fine. You have to remember to dial it. You have to remember to wind it up at night a little bit. Make it through the morning without a problem. And it really sticks out. Looks good on your wrists. See the time anytime you want. So if you ever want to get one of these, I highly recommend it. But remember, they're heavy. The edges, if you have more, not a bony wrist, this probably fits better and feels better. But for me, like I mentioned, I'm going to replace the band with the Longines one if it ever comes in. But definitely a watch to get if you have the money for it. It's not a Rolex, but it definitely tells time and it looks good. It's a diver's watch. The crown here does screw in if you want it to. I've gotten tired of screwing in and unscrewing all the time, so I keep it out now. But it's a very lovely watch. Once again, if you ever get a chance to get one and you like these, go ahead and get it. As I mentioned, the Flagship bimetal also is a really good watch. And this I can wear all day long and not bother taking off. The band seems to be slightly smoother around the edges. Goes up against your skin. It's a glass back. You can actually see everything in the back. A great watch there. The Tissot T-Classic that I have, I used to wear this a lot. And it's an open back, kind of glass back, as you see there. But the trouble is, these edges of this metal around here, it's not smoothed out. It's 90 degree. And it just bothers my skin every so often. I gotta take this off as much as this. And this is just due to weight. This gotta take this off because the back is it just digs into your skin, which is odd. But it's a great watch too. Easy to read. And as I mentioned, my most recent favorite, this is Quandig. Found on Amazon. It was for $62 and now they're about $92. And this thing just keeps working. Automatic, works, has all the neat features. Has all the neat features I like from the Longines Master Complete Calendar Chronograph Moonphase, which costs about $2,600 in the gray market. And I bought it for $62. So, I mean, for $62, I'd buy another one. If they had a blue-faced one, I'd buy that too, just to have it, whether I could read it or not. Anyways, hope you liked this video of the Longines HydroConquest Automatic 41, and we'll see you later.